Starcasting to you from the City of Angels. Hello, everyone. I'm Kiris. Thank you so much for being here and listening to the Voice of Astrology podcast. This is your astrology cosmic superpower for the week beginning Sunday, February 11th through Saturday, February 17th, 2024. Let's journey together with astrology and explore how to connect with the stars, the planets, the energies for our new week ahead. Now, I love the magnificent night sky as we are starting off the week because the moon, the new baby crescent moon, is smiling at us. 2.5 days-ish after the exact moment of the new moon, we see that first lovely, beautiful crescent moon. And usually the new crescent moon looks like the bow in a bow and arrow. But this crescent moon is tilted in such a way that the moon is smiling down at us. It looks like a smile as we are fading into the twilight. I love this so much. So if your skies are clear, look at the smiling moon as we start off the week. Also, and this will last for a couple of days, the 11th through the 13th. Now, on February 14th, Valentine's Day, we have Jupiter giving us a spectacular sight. Jupiter is very bright in the night sky right now. And with this new moon crescent, Jupiter will be next to the moon a little bit to the left, and it will be like a glass of champagne, giving us a toast over a romantic dinner for this Valentine's Day. Jupiter is the greater benefic. It's bounty and abundance and gifts and blessings. So think of it as a toast on this Valentine's Day. Venus is starting to fade a little bit as she is preparing to re-emerge as an evening star. So this lineup, as we have this new moon phase, we just had the new moon last week in Aquarius, and now we get to see this beautiful crescent baby moon, as I call it, as we are starting off the week on Sunday, February 11th, the high holy day of the year, which is Super Bowl Sunday. If you are a sports fanatic like I am, then we wait for this all year, and the Super Bowl Sunday is starting off with the moon in Pisces. Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, February 11th, we are starting off the week with the moon in Pisces ruled by Jupiter. Now, the moon in Pisces is making very favorable aspects for creativity, for the expression of emotion. It's going to be a very emotional day anyway. The moon in Pisces makes a sextile aspect of opportunity to Uranus in Taurus ruled by Venus. Moon in Pisces makes a sextile aspect, 60-degree angle of opportunity to Venus, still in Capricorn, and the moon in Pisces makes a conjunction, comes together with Neptune in Pisces. This is a lot of overflow of water, emotion, creativity. Channel this correctly. Here in Southern California, it hasn't stopped raining. It really is like Noah's Ark. So this overflow of water is channeling it directly in a very positive way, the most positive way that you can. Because if you're feeling overwhelmed with emotion and you just need to release it in such a way that it's positive, it's creative, this is how we are starting off the week. We are in what's called the new moon phase cycle of the moon. Now, when it's the new moon and new moon to first quarter moon, which is what we're in, this is the time when the moon is increasing in light, meaning it's time to grow something. We've already made the preparation of what we needed to clear away at the time of fourth quarter to new moon. Now, new moon to second quarter moon, or the first quadrant of the moon, is when we are starting to grow something. And when we are growing something, it connects to the season, the natural time of life and cycles that we are all connected to by nature. What's happening right now, or what's being highlighted for us, is that we are entering the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Pluto, all in the sign of Aquarius. This is a tremendous focus and planetary lineup of energies that are spotlighting for us that it is time to grow what the planets and the cosmos is putting a spotlight on. With Aquarius, Aquarius rules over the circulation in the body. During Aquarius time, it is the coldest time of the year and the season is fixed. We're not entering winter, which is Capricorn in the winter solstice. We're not preparing for spring, which is Pisces time, when the season is changing, meaning the weather is changing. Everything in astrology is natural, connected to the natural world and your natural nature. We're in fixed Aquarius time, where the cold, the winter is set. Yet at the same time, we are having the new moon, which is start something new. The moon is increasing in light. So all things Aquarius, which is what the cosmos is highlighting for us. All things Aquarius is what it is time to grow. Now, when we are in the dead of winter, the coldest time of the year, what we tend to do is take stock of what we have that is of value. If you were to see the astrology chart, you would see what's called a bundle configuration, meaning Capricorn planets, Aquarius planets, Piscean planets, Saturn and Pisces, and then Jupiter and the planet Uranus in Taurus, which is springtime warmth. So what's standing out, let's say, is the Taurus, the Jupiter and planet Uranus in Taurus. Taurus in astrology says, I have, this is mine. Aries is I am. Taurus is this what I have. So with the Taurus, the Jupiter and Uranus off to the side in the chart, let's say, with all of that focus in Aquarius, the Jupiter in Taurus, which is warmth and possession, what you have, is saying what you want to grow during this new moon cycle is to take stock of what it is that you have and to take care of what you have. The Aquarius time, which is what we're in and then some with this planetary lineup, is not only the circulation in your body. Aquarius rules over the lower part of the legs, ankles, the way the blood circulates. Aquarius rules over electricity. Aquarius can be very high wired. It's an air sign, so obsessing about things in your own mind, the thoughts you're thinking, thoughts are things, they contribute to how we feel in the body. During this Aquarius season, this Aquarius time we are in, the new moon action is to look at the breath, what you're obsessing about perhaps in your own mind, being too anxious, too tightly wired. All air signs have to be mindful of this, but especially Aquarius, because they can be so much in the future that they're not staying in the present, the power of the present. This cycle of the moon is not about rushing out and, let's say, purchasing a bunch of new things. Think of if you were hibernating during the winter and you wanted to take stock of what you have stored up, what you physically have, which is your health, number one. Two, what are the physical things that you have in need during this February time frame? Along with Jupiter in Taurus, we also have the planet Uranus in Taurus. Now, the planet Uranus is what's called an outer generational planet. The outer planets move very slowly as opposed to the close personal planets that are like your daily, monthly calendar. The outer generational planet Uranus, which is in the sign of Taurus, we've not had Uranus in Taurus since the days of the Great Depression. Now, with Uranus in Taurus also playing off this Aquarius lineup, this is about not only taking stock and valuing what it is that you have, but the planet Uranus can be sudden disruptions, sudden separations from things that you have. So when it comes with money and everything else in life, things can come and go. You can have a truckload of money today and lose it all tomorrow, or not have a lot of money and then gain a lot of money. So the Uranus in Taurus cycle is showing us or highlighting for us how the taking care of what we have and valuing it, because it can come and it can go. And this is an economic lesson as we are in this Aquarius season, this new moon time season of Aquarius. And what it's basically saying is that know what you have of value, hold on to it, appreciate it, take care of it until the season, wheel of life changes, which it will always. And most importantly, as we are starting off this new moon cycle week, is the circulation, most of all, especially from the knees down, the lower extremities, which is what Aquarius rules over. This is something you want to take a look at and focus on if it applies to you. The planets in the sky, the cosmos, it's not making you do anything. You have free will and choice. What the planets and the patterns in the cosmos, what they do is they highlight certain patterns for us that we can either pay attention to it or we don't have to pay attention to it. It's a correspondence. And with Aquarius as well, which is fixed air, take a look at the circulation, meaning the thoughts in your own mind. If you've gotten into an obsessive loop, that's something also to be mindful during this new moon Aquarius cycle as we are starting off the week on Sunday, February 11th. Monday, February 12th, we have Mars, the warrior, changing signs. Mars is the masculine planet of taking action, achieving the goals, getting things done. Mars is a very energetic planet and rules over the blood in astrology. Now, Mars enters Aquarius, ruled by Saturn. And with Mars in Aquarius, this is the action of communicating what it is that you need to communicate, stating your case. Mars in Aquarius being an air sign and Mars being very forceful, very aggressive. This is the energy of being mindful, being aware of, yes, communicate what it is that you need to communicate, but if it is too cutting, too aggressive, almost like a bully with Mars in Aquarius, then you may want to consider tempering that. You will be able to state your case, so to speak, but Mars in Aquarius is slow your roll, slow it down when you feel the need to perhaps tell someone off or just react. Mars can be reactive in the sign of Aquarius and in a very sudden and unexpected way. Along with Mars entering Aquarius, we also have the moon entering cardinal fire Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. So this combination of impatience and wanting everything as soon as possible, the moon in Aries, Mars changing signs into Aquarius, is just be careful. Everything will happen in its own good time. You don't have to rush and be so impatient that it can cause a negative situation. Tuesday, February 13th, happy Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras. We still have the moon in Aries. That's a lot of heat and passion on this day where people overindulge. And with the moon in Aries, now we have Mars, the ruler of Aries, making a conjunction to Pluto in Aquarius. Mars-Pluto in the sign of Aquarius is, I can't stress enough with this planetary energy to be careful, because Mars-Pluto conjunction is, let's say for instance, you're in a situation, you're in a place, you're having fun, it's Mardi Gras, whatever it is, or however you celebrate. And when you sense or see and let your own intuition be your guide, your own intuition will never steer you wrong, no matter what anybody else says. If you are in a situation where you are able to see and or sense that something is getting tense, the energy has changed, there's a tone and energy around you where it starts to become negative, aggressive, there's an upset customer in the grocery store. For instance, one time I was in we have a grocery store here in LA, it's called Ralph's, and this was during COVID when people had to wear masks. And this poor kid at the deli, working at the deli, he was maybe like 5'5", and this huge man, at least 6'4", started screaming like crazy because the clerk asked him to please put on the mask. Now, the clerk at the deli, he's a worker. He's just trying to do his job and make a living. And it's in a food environment. It's in a deli, a grocery store. And he just asked the man politely to please put on the mask. We all ran because this man was going so overboard, screaming and yelling like a crazy man about the clerk making a very simple suggestion. Can you please put on your mask? He was just trying to do his job. I felt so badly for this kid. But I'm telling you this story because with this Mars conjunct Pluto, if there is anything going on with whatever it is you're doing, and someone seems to just start to lose it, Mars conjunct Pluto, walk away. Don't engage. Don't get into it. Just walk away from this, because Mars conjunct Pluto, yes, it is potentially a very dangerous aspect. And we're looking at Aquarius, which is, it's sudden. It just seems to come out of nowhere. Everything's nice and everybody's calm and going about their daily business, and then someone just goes off, or a situation. So be mindful of this. On Tuesday, February 13th, Mardi Gras, Mars conjunct Pluto in Aquarius. That one is a doozy. Wednesday, February 14th, Happy Love Day. It's Valentine's Day. We have the moon now moving into her exaltation sign of Taurus, ruled by Venus. Remember, the moon and Jupiter together, so beautiful. What a blessing in the night sky. Moon exalted in Taurus makes a sextile aspect to Saturn in Pisces. That's the potential. It's a 60-degree angle of opportunity with a very favorable outcome. Moon sextile Saturn is, let's make this real. Potentially this could last. It could be real. This is the moon and Saturn happy together in the night sky. Also the moon conjunct Jupiter. We just mentioned that. That is just beautiful to see. Very, very romantic And, Taurus is all of the sensations. Taurus is Gaia, Mother Earth. So when it comes to Taurus, the sensations, the sensuality of Taurus, which is really taking in and relishing all of the physical pleasures. You don't just eat the food in a rush. You really take it in and relish it and appreciate it, or whatever you may be drinking or not. And the fragrance, the sense of touch. Taurus rules over the throat and music. And so really listening to the music, feeling the music. This planetary lineup on Valentine's Day with these really nice aspects is enjoy the physical sensuality of being present and the appreciation for your own body, your nature, the sensuality of your body and nature. And it's not about flying off into the portals and not being present in your own body and in your own nature. This moon exalted in Taurus with these really nice aspects. Saturn in Pisces is bringing it down to earth and really enjoying and taking it all in, absorbing the physical pleasures of life and, of course, love on this day. Thursday, February 15th, we still have the moon exalted in Taurus making a conjunction to the planet Uranus in Taurus, which is that old saying, a fool and his money are soon parted. Be very mindful on Thursday, Jupiter's day, which doesn't know when to quit. Be very mindful of not being talked into buying and needing the latest and greatest, newest gizmo, invention, technology. Now, this goes back to how we're starting off the week, which is what we're growing here as the moon increases in light. What we are growing here with new moon energy is we're growing the taking care of and appreciating what it is that we already have, starting with the body and health, but the things that you already have, meaning if you have something that can be fixed, that can be repaired, instead of just throwing it away and buying something new, a big ticket item in particular, a big ticket item when you don't have to do it, but you're being hustled, you're being talked into it. Moon in Taurus conjunct Uranus in Taurus. Something shiny and bright and all that glitters is certainly not gold. And then some. So be mindful on the 15th, where you still might be all aglow because of the Valentine's Day holiday. Take care of what you have. And if it can be repaired and fixed, do so with the moon conjunct Uranus, a sudden separation, a sudden divorce that you weren't planning on seeing or even wanting to do. Be mindful of this on Thursday, February 15th. Friday, February 16th, this is the second quarter moon at 27 degrees Taurus. Now, the second quarter moon at 27 degrees Taurus, it brings in a Capricorn influence, also 27 degrees Taurus. It aligns with the star system, the Pleiades. So this is how you want to shine and bring light into your world, light being greater awareness. We also have Venus now changing signs. Venus is moving into fixed air Aquarius. Now with Venus entering Aquarius, which adds to this Aquarian lineup that we've been chatting about, the Venus in Aquarius is a lighter energy when it comes to relationships, better communication, more independence, more freedom. It really puts an emphasis on allowing yourself and the other person to just be who they are. Be yourself. Be free. I've said this before, but Buddha once said, you must love in such a way that the person you love feels free. Think about this. What a gift to give another person, where we're not trying to control, put conditions. We're just saying to the other person, just be who and what you are. I love you exactly the way you are. And for you to be gifted with that as well, where someone is like, just be yourself, be free, be at ease with it all. This is this nice light Venus in Aquarius configuration. And if it sounds too simplistic, it goes into knowing who you are first, and then being accepting and loving of yourself, and then being free as yourself. Now, Venus in Aquarius is also about the people. Aquarius is friendship. Venus is relationships. I mentioned this last week in last week's podcast, which is after the new moon in Aquarius. In this Aquarius lineup, make friends. Find what you have in common with people and develop friendships, because as we are in Aquarius time, which corresponds to the coldest time of the year, the dead of winter, the other thing that we want to take stock of as far as what we have of value, as opposed to just going out and buying a bunch of new stuff, what we want to be mindful of are the relationships that we already have, the people in your world, and how much we need each other, and appreciate the friends that you do have, along with making new friends. New moon in Aquarius, the love and appreciation for the friends and people that you do have in your life already is a part of this Venus entering Aquarius. So now we're looking at the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Pluto, all in fixed air Aquarius. Also on this Friday, Venus's day, the moon enters mutable air Gemini, which is very open-minded, loves to learn. And the moon in Gemini makes an air trine flow to Venus in Aquarius, an air trine flow to Pluto and Mars in Aquarius. So the social component of ideas, concepts, conversation, having fun, just the enjoyment of being with people. This moon in Gemini making these air trine flows, do something social on this day. This is beautiful, light, happy. It's like sparkly kind of energy. With Mercury in Aquarius making a square aspect to Uranus in Taurus, there will be innovative and I would say outrageous new ideas that will be presented. Consider it. Go with it. When someone has a difference of opinion, when someone thinks differently, if we're open-minded and at least consider a different way of perceiving and thinking about things, there's just so much to learn there, instead of it turning into yet another battle because someone has a difference of opinion. Saturday, February 17th, we have Venus now in Aquarius making a conjunction to Pluto in Aquarius. Now, Pluto is an ending, it's death, it's transformation. Any of the relationships, most importantly, the relationship you have with yourself, that is bad for your health, which we've been talking about this week, growing your health, and anything that is negative in the sense of not only the physical health, but with Aquarius, we also have to consider your mental health. Venus conjunct Pluto, the obsessive thoughts and ideas and beliefs that are potentially, if you relate to this, negative for movement, circulation. Remember, Aquarius rules over circulation of your mind, your body, the circulation of the blood. Blood is the life force. This Venus conjunct Pluto in Aquarius, that's an aspect of things will have to go. They will have to leave your life at this time if it is bad for your mind, body, and soul. Now, we still have the moon in Gemini making a square to Saturn in Pisces. These are two mutable, morphing and changing, adapting signs of the zodiac, Gemini and Pisces. So the moon square Saturn is bringing into balance how you feel about what you really want and the reality of the situation. Saturn in Pisces. So this aspect here can be very positive as far as taking a realistic look at what it is you want and how to bring it into reality. The moon in Gemini also makes a positive sextile aspect to Chiron in Aries. This is the last aspect of the week. The moon sextile Chiron is being more open-minded to adaptations and changes that perhaps you would like to make about yourself, your identity, your image, how you look. This is Aries. And if nothing else, Aries is the sense of this is who I am. So this can be quite positive about who and what you are, who and what you would like to be as you're growing and evolving as we close out this week. This week is potentially such a productive week with the growth of the new moon and taking care of and appreciating all of the blessings that you have in life. As I'm taping this and closing out the recording right now, I'm sitting by my window and finally, because it's been like Noah's Ark here in Southern California and in California, but finally the rain is starting to not only lighten up, but maybe today we'll get a little glimpse of sunshine. Not sure about that. I'd have to look at the astrology chart for the day, which I haven't yet because the first astrologers predicted the weather. But yeah, finally starting to lighten up a bit. This winter storm so far has not only been historic, it's broken all kinds of records for rain in California. Now, when you think of California, you might not think of wherever you are, you might not think of California as having bad weather. But with the floods and the mudslides and just all the damage that has and can be done, yes, we get severe weather, our version of it here in LA. Thank you, everyone. Have a fabulous week. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. Happy Valentine's Day, Mardi Gras. Stay safe, and I will see you all in the stars.